Hey guys.
Hey.
We decided we want to tell you guys about an experience we had at Pride Atlanta last year. I think it was around the end of last year, somewhere around there. But oh my god.
Forgive us, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, so.
And we have nothing to do, so we're making videos. But anyways, we decided to go last minute to Pride on a Saturday. And we got there and we walked around Piedmont Park and went to the booths and things like that. And we ended up at a concert-ish thingy that was going.
It was kind of weird.
It was a concert, and I think at one point there was like a drag queen singing, wasn't there? I feel like
there was. I mean, I wasn't too crazy about it. It was. I didn't care. I didn't even pay attention to it.
Really. I mean, I liked the experience. The people.
It was a good experience. We want to go again.
We want to go again and try it.
We want to see the parade. We don't want to go for the concert.
Yeah. We were going to go to the parade originally, but we had a bad experience the night before. But anyways, what happened was during the day, she has this bad habit of trying to stick her things in my purse so I'll hold them. Like if we go out, she'll try and stick her phone and her keys and stuff in my purse. So I told her, I was like, I don't want to be responsible for your things. Stop sticking your stuff in
I have
my purse.
been breaking that habit though.
Okay, at that point she hadn't broken the habit. Now she's better, but anyways, at that point she hadn't. And some point during the night I must have set my purse down. She threw her phone and her keys, and JT, this guy that was with us, he threw his phone in my purse as well. And around 9:30, we were tired and we were just ready to go home. So we started walking out, and
okay, little tangent. JT, the person that she mentioned, stuck his phone in her purse. He would go in her purse the entire night. Like 10, 20 different times, he'd go and just pull his phone out of the purse. Wouldn't tell anybody anything. Would just grab her purse and stick his phone out. And honestly, I think he's the reason why I lost my keys, because he would...
Well, you just ruined the story. We hadn't noticed that. Oh my god, we hadn't gotten to that part yet.
Oh my god. I don't care. It made me so mad that he would do that. But
obviously, where I was going with that story is that her keys got lost. When we were leaving, she asked me for her keys. And I told her I didn't have them. I looked in my purse and I said, they're not here. She started freaking out and starts running around. And we spent around an hour, searching the park and anywhere that we'd stepped, looking for her keys. Nobody saw them. The people cleaning up were trying to help us look for them. We couldn't find the freaking keys. So at that point, then and only an hour, around an hour and a half later, JT pipes up and says, well, I'm sure my friend V can come get us and, take us home. And I'm like, well,
why didn't you say something
Why didn't you say that an hour and a half ago? But anyways, so he called her. She was willing. She was really nice. She was willing to come get us. And, but the problem was that we had to wait an hour
for her to come get us.
We had to wait an hour for her to come get us. So during that hour, Kirsten and JT decided that they wanted to walk.
We were walking in the right direction.
At that point, we thought it was the wrong direction.
Yeah.
They wanted to walk, and then, they turned a corner. What we hadn't realized is that, we entered the park on one side, and we came out of the park at the other side, and we hadn't noticed that. We didn't pay attention, that we didn't realize that we didn't go back all the way through the booths. But, they wanted to walk, and when we thought we realized that we were going the wrong way, I was so mad because I'd stupidly decided to wear some new shoes and they were pinching. They weren't broken in yet. So we were walking so much and they were pinching in the toe area, and so it was getting really hard to walk. It was getting really painful to walk. And they just wanted to, and I'm thinking, we told V where we were, so why are we walking away from where we were? So that happened, and I was in a very bitchy mood that night. But finally V arrived, and she brought us home, an hour of driving home, and then
grabbed the spare key.
She took us to her house, and we grabbed the spare key to her car, and then we went back to Atlanta, and we couldn't remember where we parked the car because, very stupidly, we didn't look at what street we'd parked on. And the only thing that I could remember was that we'd passed this building that said the proscenium on it. And I only remember that because we were in theater, and
Proscenium is the front of the stage.
Yeah, the proscenium is the front of the stage. That's Lindahl would tell us that. So, and something that really pushed my buttons that night is that anytime we would ask somebody where the proscenium is, Kirsten couldn't freaking pronounce the word proscenium. She'd say the parade or the promenade. I'm like, this is important. Please say the proscenium correctly. But anyways,
I mean, I'd get it correct after the second, like I'd say the promenade, and she'd be like, it's the proscenium. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, the proscenium.
Anyway, so we drove back. After V took us to get the keys, we drove back, so that was an hour travel back. So that was like...
2 hours?
It was around midnight. It was around midnight when we got back to Atlanta.
No, it was longer than that.
It was probably 1 in the morning when we got back to Atlanta.
Okay, think about it this way. It was 9 o'clock by the time we... we're done with the concert, and then we looked for an hour, which was 10, and then we had to wait another hour, which was 11. Then she drove for an hour, which is 12, and then she drove back, which is 1.
Okay, so it was 1. So she broke that down. It was 1 when we got back to Atlanta, and we couldn't remember, and we were driving around, and we were getting wrong directions everywhere from anybody that we stopped. We were trying to get back into the city, into the business, like around the businesses or whatever, and people were telling us the wrong way, and so she got tired. I mean, reasonably,
I don't blame her.
But she got tired of driving us around, so she just dropped us off outside of the park where we originally started, and not where we left the park at. And so she dropped us off, and JT was supposed to come with us, and instead V drove off, and JT was still in the car, and he just left us because he said he was too tired to help us find the car. And he was just being a little
bitch.
Bleep. He was being a little bleep. But,
I'm not gonna lie, he was.
We were walking. We decided to go back through the park because we realized the mistake that we made. So we went back through the park, and we were afraid of getting in trouble because we weren't
supposed to be in the park. So we went up to this cop, and this cop sitting in a car, and we said, hey, we're lost. We don't know where the car is, and could you give us an idea of where we're going? And then she explained that the way we walked 3 hours earlier was the right way, and kind of was like a slap in the face because it was like, fuck,
we just hadn't gotten far enough.
Yeah.
But anyway, she told us, I wanted to just keep going through the park because I knew if we got to the exit that we'd walked into, literally all we had to do was walk straight up 2 streets and turn to the left, and we'd be there. But
the cop told us we weren't allowed to stay in the park.
We had to leave the park and go back out.
And go around the entire park.
Go around the entire park. And I was just like, oh, God. Like, I'm going to admit that I burst into tears a lot.
She did. And I felt so frustrated, and, like, there's nothing I could do to fix the problem, and I didn't want to leave her there. We didn't want to separate because
we're scared. It was like 2
wasn't even that. It's like it was really, really early in the morning, and it was really late, and
because we got like 2 minutes left.
Oh,
but anyways, eventually around 3 o'clock in the morning, we finally found that we were on the right street. We glimpsed a party van that we'd noticed when we were leaving, the opera van or whatever. So we get into the car, and I'm crying because I'm so freaking happy that we're in the car. And we had to drive another hour home, and we didn't get home until 4:30.
Did I drop you off at your house?
Yeah, she just dropped me off at my house, and then she went home, and it was just a nightmare experience. And it put me off Atlanta for a while.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna say that it was Pride's fault. I'm gonna say it's her fault and JT's fault for sticking their shit and making me responsible. And
I admitted it. It was my fault the whole time. We were gonna go
to the parade the next day, but obviously we didn't get home until 4, so we weren't gonna go back. So we're gonna go this year.
Woo! And actually plan out shit.
And we're gonna write down the name of the street we're on.
And I take care of my own shit now, so.
And we've got like 10 seconds. So that was like our
Pride experience.
Our horrible Pride experience. So hello and goodbye.
Bye.